I am Dr. V. Subhashini, Assistant Professor, KCS Kansanadar College of Arts and Science. In this video, we are going to see the sources of finance. This chapter provides an overview of the various sources from where the funds can be procured for starting as also running business. It also discusses the advantages and limitations of various sources and points out the factors that determine the choice of suitable sources of business finance. It is important for any person who wants to start a business to know about the different sources from where money can be raised. It is also important to know where the relative merits and demerits of the various sources and so that the choice can be made. Business is concerned with the production and distribution of goods and services for the satisfaction and the need of society. For carrying out various activities, business require money. Finance, therefore, it is called the lifeblood of any business. The requirements of funds by business to carry out its various activities is called business finance. A business cannot function unless adequate funds are made available to it. The initial capital contributed by the entrepreneur is not always sufficient to take care of all financial requirement of the business. A business person therefore has to look for different other sources for where the needs of funds can be met. A clear assessment of the financial needs and the identification of various sources of finance, therefore, is a significant aspect of running a business organization. The need for funds arises from the stage when an entrepreneur makes a decision to start a business. Some funds are needed immediately, say for the purchase of plant and machinery, furniture, and other fixed assets. Similarly, some funds are required for day to day operations, say to purchase raw material, pay salaries to employees, etc. Also, when the business expands, it needs funds. In this, we can see the classification of sources of finance. In case of proprietary and partnership concern, the funds may be raised either from personal sources or borrowings from banks, friends, etc. In case of company form of organization, the different sources of business finance which are available. And then the sources of funds can be categorized by using the different bases on the basis of period, on the basis of source of generation, and the basis of ownership. Here, in this we can see on the basis of period, we can classify into three: long-term equity, medium-term and short-term financing. On the basis of ownership, it has been classified into two: owner's fund and borrowed fund. And last one, on the basis of source of generation, it can be classified into two: one is internal source and another one is external sources. Let me tell you about the sources of finance based on ownership. On the basis of ownership, the sources can be classified into owner's funds and borrowed funds. Owner's funds means funds that are provided by the owners of an enterprise, which may be a sole trader or partner or shareholders of a company. Apart from capital, it also includes profit reinvested in the business. The owner's capital remains invested in the business for a longer duration and is not required to be refunded during the life period of the business. Such capital forms the basis on which owners acquire their right of control of management. Issue of equity shares and retained earnings are the two important sources from where the owner's funds can be obtained. Next, borrowed funds, on the other hand, refer to the funds raised through loans or borrowings. The sources for raising borrowed funds include loans from commercial banks, loans from financial institutions, issue of debentures, public deposits, and trade credit. Such sources provide fund for a specific period on certain terms and conditions and have to be repaid after the expiry of that period. A fixed rate of interest is paid by the borrower on such funds. At times, it puts a lot of burden on the business as payment of interest is to be made even when the earnings are low or when loss is incurred. Generally, borrowed funds are provided on the security of some fixed assets. Next classification is on the basis of period. The different sources of funds can be categorized into three parts. These are long-term sources, medium-term sources, and short-term sources. The long-term sources fulfill the financial requirements of an enterprise for a period exceeding 5 years and include sources such as shares and debentures, long-term borrowings, and loans from financial institutions. Such financing is generally required for the acquisition of fixed assets such as equipment, plant, etc. Where the funds are required for a period of more than 1 year but less than 5 years, medium term sources of finance are used. These sources include borrowings from commercial banks, public deposit, lease financing, and loans from financial institutions. Short term funds are those which are required for a period not exceeding 1 year. Trade credit, loans from commercial banks, and commercial papers are some of the examples of the sources that provide fund for a short duration. Short-term financing is most common for financing of current assets such as accounting receivable and inventories. Seasonal business that must build inventories in anticipation of selling requirements often need short-term financing for the interim period between season. Wholesales and manufacturers with a major portion of their assets tied up in inventories or receivables also require large amount of funds for a short period. Here in this we can see some of the short-term sources of finance. First one, trade credit. It represents credit extended by the supplier of goods in the normal course of business. The usual duration of credit is 15 to 90 days. It is granted to the firm without any security except that of the goodwill and financial standing of the purchaser. No interest is expressly charged for this. Only the price is little higher than the cash price. Bank credit. Commercial banks grant short-term finance to business firm which is known as bank credit. When bank credit is granted, the borrower gets a right to draw the amount of credit at one time or an installment as and when needed. Bank credit may be granted by way of loans, cash credit, overdraft and discounting of bills. Next we can see the customer advances. Firms engaged in manufacturing costly goods involving considerable length of manufacturing usually demand advance money from their customer at the time of accepting their order for executing their contract. The customer advance is a cost-free source of short-term finance. Next one is installment credit. It is a system under which a small payment is made at the time of taking possession of the goods and the remaining amount is paid in installment. Installment amount is inclusive of interest. Next one, commercial paper. It is a usance promissory note issued by a firm approved by RBI, negotiable by endorsement and delivery, issued at such discount on the face value as may be determined by the issuing firm. Next we can see the depreciation fund. The depreciation fund created out firm's profit provide a reliable sources of short-term finance so long as they are not invested in assets or distributed as dividend. Next source of short-term finance is provision for taxation. There remains a time lag between creating provision for tax and their actual payment. Thus, the fund appropriated for taxation can be used for the short-term working capital requirement of the firm during the intermittent period. Next, we can see the outstanding expenses. Sometimes the firm postpones the payment of certain expenses due on the date of finalization of accounts. Outstanding expenses like unpaid wages, salaries, rent, etc. also constitute an important source of short-term finance. Here we can see the medium-term finance. Medium-term finance is normally thought of as being for between 3 to 10 years. Purpose of obtaining medium-term finance: to replace the expensive equipment, to expand the business, to convert the persistent overdraft into formal medium-term loan. Here we can see the long-term finance. Funds which are required in the firm for a period of more than 1 year and used for purchase of fixed asset such as land, building, etc. A part of working capital is also a permanent nature. Funds required for this part of working capital and for fixed capital is known as long-term finance. In this, what is the purpose of raising the long-term finance? We can see to finance the fixed assets, to finance the permanent part of working capital, and to finance the growth and expansion of the business. First one, we can see the source of finance is share. Issue of shares is the main source of long-term finance. Shares are issued by the firms to the public. A firm divides its share capital into units of definite face value. Each unit is called a share. A person holding shares is known as a shareholder. Investors are different habit. Some want to take less risk and are interested in regular income. There are some others who may take greater risk in anticipation of huge profit in future. In order to tap the saving of different type of people, a firm may issue two type of shares. These are preference shares, equity shares. Next source is retained earnings. The portion of the profit which is not distributed among shareholders but is retained and is used in business is called retained earnings. As per the Indian Companies Act, firms are required to transfer part of their profit to reserve. The amount so kept in reserve may be used to meet long-term financial requirements of the firm. Next, we can see about the debentures. Long-term funds can be raised from public by issuing debentures by the firm. Debenture is a written acknowledgement of money borrowed. It is issued under the common seal of the company. It specifies the terms and conditions such as rate of interest, time of repayment, security offered, etc. Next, we can see about the public deposits. It is a very old source of finance in India. It is simple to raise. A firm intending to invite deposit simply has to advertise in newspaper. Any member of the public can fill up the prescribed form and deposit the money with the firm. The firm in turn issue a deposit receipt with an acknowledgement of the debt by the firm. Earlier, interest rate were subject to a ceiling, but now interest rate are in tune with the market trend. But generally, public deposit pay out a higher rate than the interest rate on bank deposit. Next, we can see about the loans from financial institution. In India, specialized institutions provide long-term financial assistance to the industry. Before the term loan is sanctioned, a firm has to satisfy the concerned financial institution regarding the technical, commercial, economic, financial and managerial viability of the project for which the loan is required. The loans in many cases stipulate the number of conditions regarding the management and certain other financial policies of the firm. Next, we can see about the venture capital. Venture capital financing refers to financing of high risk venture promoted by new qualified entrepreneurs who require funds to give shape to their ideas. Here, financier invest in equity or debt of an entrepreneur who has a potentially successful business idea but doesn't have the desired track record of financial backing. Next, we can see about the venture capital. We can see next one is international financing. Indian firms can also tap international source of finance for both debt and equity. The main instrument used by Indian firms to tap international source of equity are Global Depository Receipt, that is GDR, and American Depository Receipt, ADR. Global Depository Receipt issued to tap the global equity market by way of global equity offering. However, these are indirect equity offering and the shares issued by the firm are held by an international bank referred to as depository. The bank receives dividend notice and reports and issue negotiable certificates as claim against these shares. American Depository Receipt, that is ADR, are similar to GDR as they too are used to tap overseas inventories. Investors, they are global equity offerings, and though GDR and ADR are similar in many respects, but they also have their point of differences. International finance also comes in the form of FDI. This is the direct contribution to the equity capital of the company by multinational companies. A large number of companies have expanded their operational beyond their national boundaries. These companies are known as multinational corporations. Here we can see the sources of finance on the basis of generation. It can be classified into two. One is internal sources, another one is external sources. Under the internal sources, it has been from the equity shares and retained earnings. Equity shares within the company, what are all the funds can be raised, that is known as the internal sources. External sources means outside the organization, funds can be raised outside the organization, that is known as the external sources. Examples for this: loans from financial institution, preference shares, public deposits, debentures, lease financing, etc. Hope you all understand the various sources of finance explained by me in this video. Thank you.